When I pull up on you, then I might swear, ayy. Dribble off deuce, ayy. That you might work, ayy. When I pull up on you, then I might swear, ayy. Dribble off deuce, ayy. That you might work, ayy. That you might work.
Welcome back everyone to another episode
What are you
of
doing?
Michel Matters podcast.
What are you doing?
I'm Jackie Michel.
And I'm Jocks Michel. And I can't stand you.
Hi guys.
Welcome back to another episode. This feels weird.
Are you thrown off?
Yeah, don't do that again.
I liked it.
Okay, I don't.
So, what's been up?
Everything. I guess we'll start off with, to me, the most important thing, your birthday just passed.
I didn't even write that down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm 29.
25.
25.
So, yeah. Your birthday was the other...
on one today.
I am?
Yes.
I would say, but
okay.
I won't.
So, yeah, I'm 29. And I feel like this is going to be a good year.
I hope so.
Yeah. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I don't have nothing else to say.
Yeah. I guess that leads into some other stuff, but let's go back. Mm-hmm. I guess I didn't go back far enough.
No.
So last episode we talked about Thanksgiving and how, behavior during Thanksgiving. And I had some rules. I have rules.
We stuck to them.
I don't know.
But I don't think we thought we did a good job.
We?
Mm-hmm.
I did a good job.
Mm-mm.
No, I did.
But I think I got sick.
So
from the potluck that we went to.
Part of the whole thing was, stick to the rivers and the lakes that you used to.
Mm-hmm,
and Jackie didn't.
Okay. I thought I did.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it might have been the potato salad. I don't know who made it.
It had raisins in it?
No. It had peas in it.
Why?
I don't know.
Why would someone put peas in potato salad? That's when you know it's the unnecessary ingredients.
Right.
You were destined.
It was the potato salad with the beets in it. So I was like, this is like Haitians do this.
They mess up too. You don't trust everybody's food. Those are the same people who put peas in the macaroni. The same people.
I don't know what else I put on my plate.
Hey. You made a mistake.
Anyway, I was really sick. I ended up in urgent care.
Scaring me half to death that day. Look, you think I'm playing? I was already stressing. It was a rough
but it didn't
day
hit
at work.
Me until the next day.
Yeah, it was the next day. And I was at work.
So I don't understand.
Hey, look, when it hit you, it hit you. And it hit you.
It hit me.
So that day was terrible because I was like struggling at work. And then on top of that, you're telling me you're dying.
I thought I was going to die that day. For real, it would have been no more Michel Matters podcast. I thought I was dying. So I threw up twice at work. And then I was like, I think I'm going to need to go to an emergency room. So I told my job, bye. I'll see you guys later. I ended up throwing up 6 more times on the way to urgent care. Because then I was like, oh wait, emergency rooms are 4 times as much as urgent care. So I'm going to go ahead and go to urgent care. Thankfully, there's one by our house because, I made a mess driving. So I went home, I showered. It took me forever to do this, to go home, to shower, to change. It was at least a 2-hour process before I even got to urgent care.
I was on edge the whole time.
Yeah, you were texting me and I'm I'm in a towel on the bed and I can't get my clothes on. I'm not there yet. But yeah. So I was in urgent care pretty much for the rest of that day until 6 p.m.
Good stuff, right?
Mm-hmm. And then I went to Publix and got a bunch of Gatorade and soup. Yeah. But I'm fine now. I'm here.
And that led up to the real Thanksgiving.
Yes. So I literally only ate rice.
Jackie had a terrible Thanksgiving. I, on the other hand, ate like a king. What?
But that's different now because you're not eating like a king no more.
Hey, things change.
Yeah.
Things
we'll get
change.
into that, I guess.
Maybe. But yeah. So Thanksgiving was cool. We did the split Thanksgiving, kind of split. So we went to my parents' house first. We typically go to my parents' house first because my parents typically eat earlier. And so we went there. Yeah, because I mean, it's not early, but it's earlier than yours. Mm-hmm. Like, your people have Thanksgiving dinner.
Thanksgiving parties.
And we have Thanksgiving lunch. Yeah. So yeah, we went to my parents first. We did that. That was cool. My brother was in town. Mm-hmm. So yeah, kind of.
After Thanksgiving, we tried to watch a movie. We all fell asleep.
That was a fail. But then we went to your parents' house, and that's where the party was. Yeah. Only thing is, anytime I'm dealing with you, typically I have to work, so I had to help set up. It wasn't just like a come grab your plate type of thing.
No, it's never gonna be like that.
It's never, not with you,
because you're in the family. So
it was people in the family not doing nothing. But yes, I was helping. So
we really doing that?
Oh, if I'm in the family, I mean, I could talk about it.
I mean, I talked about it the whole time. So
yeah. So yeah, I'm in the family. So yes, I was helping. I was setting things up, or helping set things up. I'm not gonna act like I did a crazy amount of work. Yeah. But yeah, so we did that, light. And we stayed there until like late. Yeah, which is not my, that's not my ideal Thanksgiving routine, but had to switch it up.
10, got home at like 10:30, and then that's when Judy and Nick and London came over.
Yeah, that was a fail. We tried to watch a movie as a family, and I don't know how people expected to stay up after eating all day and then trying to stay up at night.
I figured we were going to watch a movie that I had already seen anyway. No.
No, that's not how that works. But anyway, you fell asleep.
I fell asleep first.
We didn't do it. And that was Thursday night. Friday, chill. Yeah. Just chill for the whole day, pretty much. Yeah. Appreciated. Much appreciated. And then into the weekend, we went to Key Largo. Yes. Yeah.
So we finally went camping, like I discussed that I wanted to do.
That was not camping.
Glamping.
Yes, there we go. That was not camping.
No, we'll go real camping soon. Now that we got our feet wet, Mm-hmm.
Sure. Look.
It was fun.
All I'm going to say is, I'm not sure.
It was a legit weekend for us.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So it was a lot. Anyway.
Yeah. It was good. And now we're back into the swing of things with basketball and work.
Yeah, that was the good thing. So we did all of that. And it was like our last little hoorah before basketball season started.
Basketball season already started.
Did it? I had already played the game. I mean, the game.
It was like preseason.
Yeah, once the game starts, then it gets real. Because, like, you're out multiple times a week and going to games, and you don't know what time you're going to come home. So, yeah. So, that was interesting. Yeah. But, yeah, I feel like we had this was like most episodes in the beginning, we were like, oh, what did we do? Yeah. This one was kind of packed, like.
But we actually remembered what we did.
That too.
Sometimes we're like, oh yeah, we actually did that, and then we didn't even say it. So. But yeah. It is what it is.
So that was good. Besides you getting sick, this was an eventful 2-week span. Yeah. But it was good. What else you got?
We got some comments on socials. So let's see. Faith on Instagram. So we had an episode where we talked about traveling. Mm-hmm. She reminded me that I mentioned getting deals to my email, but I never really said the website. So, my bad. The website is Airfare Watchdog. Mm-hmm. And then you can put like where you're planning on traveling, where you want to know like where to get deals from pretty much. So for us, Atlanta is kind of like always a good spot to go. Yeah. So I always have in my email deals to Atlanta. And then like if I know we want to go somewhere soon, I'll put in those dates or whatever and see. Or that city and see when is a good time to book. So Airfare Watchdog. And then Giselle on SoundCloud, she said the quad episode when we talked about college was a fun episode. She said, even though Jocks is trying to downplay my FIU, she says, I will say though, FIU is different because you have to force yourself to get involved because it is a commuter school. You can still have the same college experience as going away, but you need to put yourself out there. College was a great time and an opportunity to grow and learn about yourself. And I agree. I don't know too much about FIU.
Yeah, I didn't have to downplay FIU. FIU downplays FIU.
Wow. So. I don't know too much about FIU. I've been to like one FIU game when I was in college because my best friend went to FIU for a while and they were playing USF. But that was like FIU's first football team, I think.
No, they probably had football for a while. Because they had football when we were in high school.
Because it was like 2009.
Probably at the new stadium, but...
Maybe, but they seemed very excited about this team.
They were trash.
Because it was like the first... Maybe it was like their first real game, USF. But they lost really bad.
Of course.
But yeah, college was awesome. And we only gave you guys like a taste of our college experience.
Just a taste, trust me.
So yeah, definitely. It's not for everybody. I understand that part, but even just for the experience, if you end up getting a degree in something, that's always good. But then having the experience is good too.
Yeah, just make sure you go to a real school.
So yeah, subscribe and rate us on iTunes and send us comments on SoundCloud or on the gram at Jackie I Michelle or on Twitter at Coach_JOX.
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right.
Today's podcast is brought to you by Audible. You can get a free audiobook download and a 30-day free trial now at www.audibletrial.com/michelmatters. I currently finished actually Becoming by Michelle Obama, and it was really good. I finished it in like 2 days. I don't even know what to say about the book. Like, I might buy it because I like hard copy books too, but having it free on Audible was just a plus, and hearing it from her voice was also just great, because then you can kind of hear the emotion behind some of the things that they went through in the White House and things in her life. So I would definitely recommend Becoming. It's selling like crazy right now. So go to audibletrial.com/michelmatters and get your free download. So today's current matter is kind of interesting, I think. I ended up seeing on Instagram this guy. I don't know if this is his real name, but it's his Instagram name, Marcus Black. And he's supposedly on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta.
That's already a bad start, but okay.
Yeah, that's why I don't know who this guy is. But evidently, he is on and off again boyfriend to Brooke Valentine.
Don't know who that is either, but all right, I'm rolling.
The name sounds familiar. I feel like maybe she was popular in middle school or something.
Keep going. Just keep going.
So he had a post. We're not going to play the clip because it's just too much to bleep out. So y'all can do your research if you want. But he started talking about independent women and how basically, what do you need a man for if men are here to protect and provide, but you can do everything yourself, then you don't need me to do anything for you. Right?
Yeah.
You heard the clip one time, so like,
yeah,
that's pretty much what he said.
Yeah, that was the gist of it.
And so I've heard like a lot of men, I feel like in the entertainment business, kind of say that. Like the guys on the Breakfast Club and stuff like that. Like they've said that.
The term protect and provide. Protect
and provide. And I'm just trying to understand where that came from. That like that's what men are here to do. And is it true? Or like, let's get into it.
I feel like that's the mainstream idea of relationships. That yeah, like that's what the man is here to do. He's here to essentially protect her from, you know, as much evil as he can and outside forces, and to provide financially. So I feel like that's been people's thought process for a long time. That's why a lot of quote unquote independent women feel like they can't find a man.
Quote unquote.
I mean,
I feel like this is just false in a way. Like, I don't know where this came from, right? So
the world, people out here talking about it all the time,
right? But we're in an age like, okay, me and you
can't provide for me, like
you and I.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you provide for me, right? Yes, you protect me.
Yes,
but I also provide for us too.
Yeah,
and I mean, I don't know, like protect. We kind of protect each other.
It's different. It's different. The protect I get.
So, okay. I feel like this comes from a lot of men. For him, for example, because I had to do my research on him, since he's the one saying it. Apparently, he has cheated on this girl time and time again.
No.
And like recently, like 5 women or something came out to her that like, he's talking to me, blah, 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 blah. So these are the kind of guys that usually say that from what I've been seeing. And I feel like you want me to just let you protect and provide for me so that I can depend on you. So that when you cheat on me, I can't go nowhere. Like, that's kind of what it seems like. Because that's the kind of guys that are saying this. So for me, when I say we protect and provide for each other, like, okay, you make more money than I do, right? So
you said it, not me.
Yeah, but I feel like we've said that before.
I know.
So you make more money than I do, but that doesn't, God forbid, you die. What? I'm going to be able to pay the bills here. Like, I'm not going to struggle. Like,
nah, you going to struggle.
No, I'm not going to struggle. I'm not going to be on the struggle bus.
Let's keep it a buck. You going to struggle.
No, I'm not.
Let's keep it a buck.
Let's keep it a buck.
Life insurance. Anyway, keep going.
Let's keep it a buck. Then I'm not going to struggle. And I feel like that's a way that we provide and protect it for each other. Why would you set me up? Like, let's say a lot of men who are the only people working in the house, right? Mm-hmm. Why would you set your girl up so that she can't pay the bills after you die, or she can't, like, you know, protect and provide for herself because you're not there? You know what I'm saying?
No, I get you. I think,
and I feel like that's what we've done.
I think it's a very worldly idea, like that. Simply, a guy is here only for those two things, to protect and to provide. And if I cannot fulfill one of those two roles, then I'm useless.
And then what does that mean? So does that mean you have to make like 6 figures in order to provide?
I think it's a pressure. I think it's a pressure that men feel, like you have to have a certain salary or whatever, or you're not worthy of certain women.
Certain women.
Yeah, because I mean, the independent woman, like the idea of making less than her is beyond intimidating. Some men feel like their masculinity is at stake. Because if you take that away from me, then what am I, or who am I? Like what do I do for you? Because I've always had the mindset of I'm the one who's supposed to provide, but you make more money than me.
But why does everything have to be tied to like how much money people make? In order for you to provide for me, why is that only tied to your salary? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I mean, how else? I mean, I can't pay for our bills in love. I got to go to work.
I understand
and get greenbacks.
But everything doesn't have to be like, you can provide in other ways. Like, everything doesn't have to be
like what? I mean, I get it, but like what? Like
companionship. Why? See, now you're thinking like that.
No, I'm not. I'm just
what? You can provide. You could be like an amazing cook. You could be
sure.
What?
Because if we're not, because we're not doing this based on us, we're doing this based on the world and people. Nobody want to hear about how well you provide in the kitchen. Like,
okay, but if that's all, I feel like that says a lot about men. Like, if that's all y'all think y'all good for.
But look at the world. It's evident. It is.
You think you're only here to protect and provide, but women can protect and provide for themselves today.
And I guess this is what I'm. This is what
so
I'm
then,
getting.
what are you here for? You might as well just be extinct.
There you go. That's why.
But no, that's
people
not,
who say. But no. This is what I'm saying. It's like that's why there's an issue with a lot of women finding good men or men, especially women of some type of success, because of this stereotype, because of this ideology that men only are here to protect and provide. Because the thing about it too is this is not something men just came up with, or we have this weird. Women perpetuate this stereotype too. Yeah, like it is. Women. A lot of women perpetuate the stereotype. So it's not like, oh, guys are just so misguided. Like, why would you think like that? Women have turned men into this in a way. So yeah, when women bring up your salary or that they make a certain amount of money and they don't need a man, I mean, you gotta do certain things, or you have to think like
they don't. It's not that they don't need a man. They don't need a man for money. Mm-hmm. That's it. So if all of your identity is tied to protecting and providing, that's your problem.
But she's not gonna go get with a broke man.
Why not? What?
Let's be honest.
And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Most of our friends, the woman makes more than the man in our friend group. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Would you not say
the men are not broke?
Exactly.
They're working.
Yes.
But that, I mean,
I'm not talking about us because if you,
I'm talking, but I'm obviously I'm not talking about us.
Unique. No, I'm saying our friend group in general is unique. That's
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, I think it's black couples. Black women just tend to be more educated and tend to make more money right now. That's just what it is. I don't think that's unique at all.
It's unique that it works.
Okay, I'll give you that.
That's what I'm trying to get at.
Like, power struggle.
Yes, it's unique that it works.
Okay.
Because typically it does not work that way. Right. Because money is a major issue in relationships. It's the number one reason. It's the number one reason why people divorce. I still think cheating is number one, but they say money is the number one reason that people divorce. A lot
of people get over the cheating part.
It couldn't be me. Anyway.
We'll never know, I guess.
They're not. But anyway, look, we're off topic. Yeah. We're off topic. Is that all men are here to do? No. I think men need to reevaluate that. Yes,
they need to gain some type of self-worth.
I do think women also need to reevaluate.
But why you got your head up like that? Because
it's not a one-way street. It's not just men.
Saying it is.
I know, but I know how the story goes. It's not just men that perpetuate this. I think men should learn that there should be an emphasis on leadership in the household. And what that looks like. Sometimes the leader isn't the highest paid person there, but they still understand their value and how important they are to.
Are you nervous?
No, I'm not nervous. I just try to say the right thing. Cause like the way I would compare is like, okay, so like a basketball team, right? The coach typically doesn't make more money than the players in the NBA. Okay. But he is still the leader in that room.
That's a good example.
And he shouldn't feel less than because other people make more money than him. he understands people look to him for his leadership, and that's not always quantified with money. It's he has status.
Okay.
And you need to embrace your status, man, as leaders.
That was a good answer.
I did that.
Yeah. So I guess we're rolling with that, right? So
yes.
Yeah. He's
wilding. And also, you said something like he cheats on her.
Allegedly he 5 women have. So I feel like it's a power tactic.
Not only does she not need your provision, she doesn't need your protection because you're not protecting her when you cheat on her. Mm-hmm. So
right.
What are you protecting her from?
And that's the thing. I think
she needs protection from you.
I think when people say that, when men say that, it's more so like protection from other men.
Yeah.
And then obviously paying her bills.
Yeah.
There's more to a relationship than that.
Yeah.
So if you're the one cheating on her, what about her heart? You're not protecting her heart. You're not protecting her feelings, her emotions.
No.
So you're not good for anything at all then. Because she probably makes as much money as you because she's on the show too. So
that's not saying much, but yes.
I'm just saying, y'all both get the same check from the same Mona Scott.
Mona eating off you. Anyway. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's it's just the thing is, this is something, it's not gonna stop today.
Yeah.
It's not gonna stop tomorrow.
Not ever gonna stop.
Men feel the urge to protect and provide. I think we need to do a better job of knowing what that means or what that looks like, and that we're more valuable than that. Men, my, just know you're more valuable than that, king.
Really?
Yes.
All right. Let us know what you think. If you've heard this narrative before, which I'm sure you've had. And
what you think.
Yeah, what you think.
What is your thought process on a man protecting and providing, and what that looks like, and is that all we're here to do?
And is that all that women need? Or do we need that at all?
Oh, y'all need it. But anyway. All right, on to the Michel matter.
Yes.
All right, so for this week's Michel matter, we decided to talk about communication, especially with back into the busy season. We got the season going on. Jackie's working, I'm working. Communication is kind of important.
Kinda.
Just a little bit. And it's just funny because communication to me is very different than communication for Jackie sometimes. And that's something you gotta get on the same page. People are like, oh, communication, and that looks different for everybody. And I think figuring that out with your spouse or your boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever it is super important to figure out. Yeah, dog. I mean, your situationship, whatever it is, before y'all get serious, because we're not perfect, but I can't imagine what it would have been like getting married and we weren't close to being on the same page communication wise.
Yeah.
So I guess first thing, communication, when somebody says, oh, how's the communication? We're like, what does that look like to you? Or what does communication mean?
Communication to me is when both parties are in the know of the situation at hand. So that could be about anything. That could be about finances, an event going on, whatever. We need to both be in the know, and at least both. We don't necessarily have to be on the same page, but we have to come to some resolution too, if that makes sense.
A little bit. I get it because I'm married to you, so I kind of know where you're going with this.
Yeah.
But so for me, communication is...
You felt that?
What? Yeah, I felt that. So communication to me is like, it's like transferring of vital information, like,
okay,
in a clear and concise way.
I feel like you low-key coming from
I'm me? No. I'm just saying, because that's...
I feel like, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I feel like I'm a good communicator. Mm-hmm. I feel like I'm an over-communicator.
Sometimes. And I guess that's the thing, is like, and it's like communication with from a man or from a woman. It's like, the things that you think are important aren't necessarily the things that I think are important or that need to be communicated. Because some things it's like, you didn't feel like you needed to tell me that? It's like, you're like, no. But in my mind, like, that was important.
I need an example.
So...
Because I feel like I tell you everything. Like, unless it's like, oh, I bought this vegetable today. Like, that's not important. But, I don't know.
It's...
like, I got a ticket today? That's kind of important.
No.
Because I've done that. Like, I haven't told you about, like, a ticket.
Yeah.
Until, like,
See?
3 days later.
Stuff like... But okay, so something in that realm, right? Mm-hmm. But it's like...
But I still tell you.
Yeah, but it's happened where it's like, you didn't think you needed to tell me that? And it's like...
I don't know when that happened. This is live.
You got some good selective memory. But I know it happens...
You're giving me an example, so...
I mean, it's hard to do this on the spot. I wasn't ready for this.
There you go. You got to stay ready.
Wow. Anyway. Okay.
Yeah, he can't think of one, y'all. You heard it here first. But yeah, so, okay. Because I feel like you're the type of communicator that you, kind of like what you said, you don't think that every little thing is important, mm-hmm. right? Which is what I do. Because you're not coming up with an example. But I feel like you think you're a good communicator.
Yeah.
But you're using your same logic. Not every little thing has to be communicated. And then for me, it's like, you didn't feel the need to tell me that. Like, it may have been little to you at the time. But for me, it was like an important thing to know.
Maybe.
You get me?
Kind of. I guess where I differ is like, okay, so communication is not just like, oh, hey, I bought this. It's also, it's not just a transfer of information. It's a transfer of ideas, right? Or thought process. So it's like, if I ask you how you're doing and you tell me, oh, so now I got examples.
Wow.
And now you're not rocking. So
okay.
So if I ask you a question and it's not even...
Sometimes it's just for your benefit.
Because
see? I know how you're going to react.
Communication. You don't know.
Don't let me get on you.
Communication.
Don't let me get on you.
See, guys, it's hard because we're talking in code, but she knows.
We are, but I'm about to get real right now.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so you're talking about something that I feel like I've dealt with for a very long time, right? Mm-hmm. So I don't want to worry you because I've already dealt with this. Mm-hmm. So I know how to handle myself in this situation. So I don't feel like I need to tell you because I've done this. I've been doing this.
May I interject?
This doesn't make sense to the listeners.
It doesn't.
It makes sense to me.
So an example. I'm not going to say exactly what happened. Uh-huh. So something happened yesterday. I asked Jackie a question. I said, hey, how is such and such going? She proceeds to tell me everything's okay. I'm looking at her. I'm like, everything is not okay. Tell me what's going on. And this goes on and on and on. Finally, the problem blows up. Mm-hmm. And who's there to save the day?
Save the day?
Save the day. This guy, right? But I'm not saying we could have avoided the problem.
No, it was going to happen regardless.
It may have happened regardless. But if it was communicated better...
Mm-hmm. What were you going to do?
If there was an emergency and something like, you didn't know what was going on, No, I didn't. No, I didn't, because my wife lied to me and told me that everything was okay. That's not communication.
You're right. And I apologize.
Oh, okay. People, yeah. For the record, she admits she was not a good communicator.
Okay, yes. So
I'm such a great communicator. I over-communicate, but you don't over-communicate the important things.
Okay, can I go now?
I mean, no, because people, he doesn't have an example.
All right, so
boom,
okay,
example.
You got your example now. You got that off your chest. So this happened this week, right?
Uh-huh.
And I'm gonna speak in code again, kind of. But Jocks gets, and some people are probably gonna know what I'm talking about. But Jocks gets a call about something, and
keep going.
Jocks gets a call about something, and basically, it's just asking him to do something. Okay, great. So he calls me later on in the day, and he's like, "Oh, called me and asked me to do this." And I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, what did you say?" And Josh was like, I said, "Yeah." And I was like, "So you're just calling me to let me know that you already said yeah. You didn't call me for my feedback, like, because this is important." And you were like, "I mean, I guess it does sound like that. It does kind of sound bad, but that's not." And I was like, "No, that's exactly what you did." Like,
okay, America, this is what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And then you realized, like, at least this is like a time sensitive issue.
Okay, this is
honestly, we still didn't really fix.
So I guess, to speak in less code, we have an agreement between us.
Yes. Oh, I forgot that part. Look at you.
Okay. So, because I know how to communicate.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So I'm going to communicate the situation in a way that I don't have to say it, but
without throwing shade.
Yes, I can get the information out there because I'm such a great communicator.
Mm-hmm.
Jackie and I have an agreement on something. We have something planned for dates in December. A certain amount of time. We have something planned. I got a call in the middle of the week for something that is very important, and it was going to happen on one of the dates that we have blocked off.
Correct.
I said yes. The person asked me. I said yes. I can make it. Whatever. Yes, me and Jackie had plans. Mm-hmm. We had plans, and I overbooked the plans.
And because I stick to my vows and my plans that we agreed on. If we make an agreement, husband and wife, that's a vow, right? Mm-hmm. Am I reaching? Or
no, you preaching.
Okay.
Go ahead, preach, sister.
So we made vows to stick to this plan for a period of time. But Josh was side-eyeing me this whole week because he decided to just forget our plans and go with this plan instead, right?
Today we're talking about communication. I know for the listeners, we're doing a terrible job of communicating. We're going to get off this. Yeah, so we're going to get off this really soon, this code. But just for the record, we're talking about communication.
Yeah.
I'm also going to give this as to husbands. This is a moment. This is a teaching point. Mm-hmm. You him too quick because you. No,
I'm saying. Okay. I'm listening.
So it's two things. One, I made a mistake when I gave the response before I spoke to Jackie. I shouldn't have double booked in that way because we did have an agreement.
Correct.
About our plans.
Thank you for saying that.
Okay. So I did it in person, like in real life. I didn't just do it. This is not the first time I'm saying this to her. So don't think I'm doing this just for the podcast. But at the same time, men, I talked about being leaders. You have to understand when.
Why are you talking like that?
When to do what?
To understand.
Because you got to make it clear. Like, look, stick to your guns.
And that's exactly what I did.
Oh, okay.
I'm glad you said that. So as you can
communication.
Tell, we're still working through communication. Nobody has communication down pat. Like,
yeah,
it's always going to be something to improve on. But in this case, it's kind of like we're both right in a sense. Mm-hmm. Like, I can see where you're coming from 100%, but I also obviously see where I'm coming from. And I'm not changing where I'm coming from.
Okay, so we're not going to do this on the podcast. Communication. Do you feel like we communicated better when we were dating or now that we're married?
No.
Why?
I mean, there was really nothing to communicate about like that.
Yeah, I guess that's why learning how to communicate is important, because like, when you're dating,
forever to learn how to communicate.
Yeah,
now.
But when you're dating though, if you can't communicate when you're dating, you're not gonna be able to communicate when you're married.
There was definitely progress during our, like, from when we first started dating to like up until today. It was just continual progression, you know? So I guess we did know how to communicate when we were dating, but it's just kind of with time, you get better at things. And so I feel like looking back, I'm like, oh no, that wasn't communication. No. Number one, there was nothing, like, we lived in separate households. We didn't have anything like to really communicate about. And then, you know, we started dating young, so it's kind of like puppy love. And like, what are we communicating? Like, are you going to the game Friday? Like, of course. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, and then you just continue to grow together and learn more about each other, and you're just kind of like, oh, this is why you communicate this way, because this is how you were raised, or this is, you know, whatever the case may be. Whereas now we know more of each other, more about each other, and like our lives are more as one. So communication is better now.
Yeah, I think it's like you said, it's super different. Yeah. When we're dating, we ain't talk about nothing.
Right. Cause nothing of substance, I would say.
Yeah, because it's like, one, it's what do you need to know for? Because you're not my wife.
Not that we didn't talk about anything.
No, we got into it, but it's like now. So, okay. So, versus when we're married, right? So, what does that look like for us? So, the first thing... Smacking into the... My bad. So, communication for us, one of the big things is, like, our schedules. Okay. So, like, this week, we haven't done it in a while, but, like, updating we got a calendar.
I did. I've updated it. Oh. Yep.
Well, typically...
part of the communication process is seeing and hearing. You know what I'm saying? What?
Nothing. I'm listening. Because I'm trying to... Part of being a good communicator is being a good listener. Go ahead.
Yes, exactly. So we did... I mean, I feel like I told you that I was putting your basketball dates on the calendar. Mm-hmm. So then you kind of have to look at the calendar to see what other things are going on. So you already know your basketball schedule. Yeah. But you don't know, let's say, when London's Christmas performance is.
It's the 7th.
Okay. Because I told you today.
Nah, I knew it already. See, this is the thing. They try to get y'all king. I know the schedule.
When my cousin's wedding is.
The 15th. I know the schedule.
Okay, but I'm just saying, you said, oh, we haven't done it yet. Like...
Well, no, I'm saying I have not done it. No. Oh, okay. See, be clear. You be good communicator. You would have heard me.
You're right.
I said I haven't updated the schedule. I know you've been writing on the schedule. I haven't been writing on the schedule. Okay. So, be clear. Be clear. And I know the schedule. I'm just saying, but I'm saying it because typically, if you didn't write my game in, I should write my game in. Right. Like, that would have been the way that would go. Like, I'll write, okay, I got game Monday, Tuesday, or this week I got a game Monday, Thursday, Friday. Friday got canceled. London's thing is Friday, so we're going to London's recital Friday. I can't think of anything else off the top of my head, but yeah. So that's how we communicate. So things like our schedule, we communicate just because our daily schedule a little bit. So
yeah,
this is what I'm gonna do tomorrow.
And that's just like a quick rundown.
Yeah,
what you got planned today?
But it's especially me. Like I don't like we talk about sometimes like if you're going somewhere, I like to know where you're going. So I like to be like a little detailed with, okay, if you're going somewhere after work, you're going to go to the store or whatever. Because like I have it's not a phobia or a fear, but it's like if something happened to you, God forbid, like I want to know at least a general idea of what you did for the day. Like if somebody asks me like, oh, God. What?
No, because we were talking about, yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
Like, I get it from my mom, because my mom does that all the time. She's like, if you're going somewhere, you have to let me know where. Because if you get lost or something happens, I want to know.
Like, she wants to know, like, where we go on vacation.
Yeah.
So, if we're in another country, what are you really going to do?
So it's like this, right? So, it'll be like, okay, Mom, I'm going to Orlando. If she's watching the news and she sees anything about Orlando,
yeah,
she'll call me. Hey, did you bring a jacket? I see Orlando's cold.
Right.
Or it's like, oh my God, I saw there was a car accident. Or are you in that area? Like, no, Mom. but I get it now though. Like, I didn't get it at the time. I get it now because I worry. And I will worry less if I know, okay, she's over here. I heard something happen in Sunrise, but she's in East Sunrise. This happened in West Sunrise.
Right.
So something like that.
And not even that, but like, so I brought up to Jocks. I mean, we hear about it all the time. And what show was it? Atypical, I think?
Probably.
It was Atypical. And then obviously like other shows in real life. If there's a missing kid, or your kid ran away or whatever, they'll ask you what was the last thing the kid was wearing. And then that just kind of stuck to us. Like,
I would fail every day.
Yeah, because I leave after you.
Or even like today. I don't know what you wore today.
I was just with you.
I don't even remember what you had on.
That's a problem. So like I always think about when Jocks leaves the house, what was he wearing again? Just in case, you know what I'm saying? Like if I have to end up at a police station and they ask me to sketch him up or something.
That's
I don't know.
That's not even communication, but I get it.
But it's being in tune.
Yeah, with each other.
Happening. Yeah.
As far as like communication though, so it's like the things I like communicated, right? Schedule. That's big for me. I think for you like feelings. Like you like feelings communicated.
What is that?
Or ideas. So Jackie will do this thing, right? We'll just be like laying there. She's like, tell me about your dreams. and tell me, I'm just like, what? Like we're with each other all the time. She's like,
but that doesn't mean I know what you're thinking.
But these are the things that I in my opinion, you like communicated. You like to know where my head is and what I'm thinking. Because that's the one thing. I mean, I'm not very future thinking. Like I always say I'm bad at telling the future. I don't like to mess around with it. I work as I go. You like, oh, I mean, what does the next 5 years look like for you? Like, bruh, we're going to be older. You're going to be there, hopefully. And, you know, our lives will progress. But, like, you like to get in depth about things like that. I feel like, in my opinion, I could be wrong. I feel like you like to hear those type of things communicated. Like, that's what you like to hear from me. Me, I'm more, how are you feeling right now? Or I like to, you know, you good? Like, how is your, like, that's what I like to hear communicated, where your mind state is right now, and how you feel in the moment. I feel like you're more future oriented. But that could just be me.
I guess. I just like to know everything. honestly. It doesn't necessarily have to be the future.
But you know, it's so funny. So Jackie does that, right? She's like, I like to know everything. So say there's a change in my schedule, right? And I'm like, oh, babe, I'm going to go do this. And she was like, okay.
Okay.
Why did you call me?
No.
All right,
today, so today,
mm-hmm.
you called me.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I don't know why. You were gone today. You were pretty much gone the whole day today.
Okay.
And you text me, you're like, oh, okay, I'm done doing what I'm doing. I'm gonna head home. I'm like, okay, cool. And then you call me like 15 minutes later. And you're like, oh, I'm stuck in traffic. I just want to let you know. And I'm like, okay.
But
you were gone all day. What does... If you're stuck in traffic for 15 more minutes, that's not going to change the trajectory of the day.
You know what? In my regular life, yes, that's what I think. What is another 15 minutes? Why would she care? But she might. So you know what?
I never do.
Don't say never.
Unless we're running late for something.
So this is how it went. I was coming home. When I get home, we're supposed to go right back out and go do something. Jackie's like, okay, I'm ready when you get here. I get on the highway and I'm like, dang, the turnpike is closed. So I got to take the low roads or whatever to get home. So I call her. I'm like, hey, just in case, you know, you sitting by the door. Because if I can just take the turnpike, I'll be home in like 10 minutes. That ride turned into like a 30-minute ride. Mm-hmm. So I was just like, yo, just to let you know, I got stuck in traffic. I'll be home in such and such amount of time. You over here like, okay. And I'm just like...
No, because you just like what you said. If you're sitting there by the door, wait, like, have other things to do.
I was playing about that part. I just felt like, you know what? Let me be a good communicator.
Do you think I was sitting by the door all day since you was gone all day?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean...
Because I wasn't.
Okay. Sure.
It's just interesting.
Yeah.
Like, I'll tell you, like I said, I feel like I communicate important things, right? So I do alterations for people. Mainly women. But every once in a while, I'll have a male client. So I don't like, and sometimes I'm mobile. So sometimes I work from people's offices or homes or whatever. Or sometimes they come to our home office. So I don't feel comfortable, like, meeting a male client and you're not there. Or, like, their wife isn't with them or whatever the case may be. So I try to I communicated to you, hey, I'm going to have a male client this week. I just want you to know, just in case you're at practice at this time or whatever. And if it gets to this time, that's, like, my cutoff time for them. And if they don't show up before then I'm not going to see them that day. That's it. Just because, to me, it just looks bad, you know? That's important.
Okay, and I did it.
That's like an important thing to communicate.
And I treated it as such.
And you did. Although you kind of like didn't care at the same time.
No. Don't say it like that. Do not say it like that.
Not that you didn't care, because you don't know this person, so obviously you cared. But
exactly.
You were just like, okay. I mean, it's whatever you're comfortable with. And I mean,
that's big.
Okay. But 15 minutes in traffic?
My thing is, you care about stuff like I don't think I'm normally this way, right? Mm-mm. I am this way because I know you at this point, and I know the things that you think about.
I think I care about that stuff if it's past a certain time. So, like, if it's after practice and it's like 9:30 and you're still not home, I'm like, are you okay? But today it was 6:00. Like, the sun just went down. Like, I'm going to be fine.
Yeah. See, this is why learning your partner and I, because guys, I'm gonna be honest with you, the score keeps changing. Like it's always getting changed. I don't know. I'd be lying if I say I understand our communication 100% or Jackie's logic, because it changes. Guys, I don't know if it's just age, but it is important to try to figure out the communication language of your partner, because it does make things better. Especially if you can be at least on the same page sometimes and work at it the rest of the time. Because I don't like to downplay what's important to somebody.
Right.
So if I know something's important to you, I would like to try to make it important to me too. So it's like, I could fight you on a lot of stuff. Like, that's not important. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times it's not important and I don't feel like doing it.
Right.
But because I care and I want it to work, yes. If something's important to Jackie, I try to make it important to me. And I feel like that's where a lot of people go wrong in communication, because they fight it and they don't feel the necessity to make certain ththings priorities.
Right.
And it's like, that's where you start losing people. So, yeah, I'm definitely, because I got so many more.
What?
Oh, like communication where we're just off. Because it's like the 9:30 and you're still not home. It's like, why didn't you text me? Because something will come up. It'll be like, oh yeah, I forgot. After practice, this and that happened. Right?
And that's where you just, a quick text.
Right?
You know what I'm saying?
You would think.
Well, you don't have iMessage, but you know what I'm saying? Like...
And then, but that's the thing, is the other way around. Some days you'll be running late, and I was like, "Where you at?" And it's like,
no.
Yeah, because you're always the quick update, but you don't always be giving the quick update, and I'll be waiting for the quick update. I mean, I know I don't have iMessage.
Stop.
What?
The thing is, I'm not always on the same schedule. My days are kind of like, they differ, but there's a certain day that I just always go to see my parents. And I feel like those are the days that you text me like, where you at? I'm just like, I'm always with my parents on this day. Like, this is...
Guys, don't believe the hype. Yes, that's true. But that's not what I'm talking about. It's always just the random days. Or, I know your schedule. I know on that day of the week, you always go to this place. Like, I know the schedule. I only text when I know it differs from the thing. I only do it because, and the thing is, I only do it because I know you do it to me. So sometimes I like to be petty, and I'm like, yo, where you at? I really don't care for the most part, because I figure, like, okay, she probably went to Target.
If I'm missing?
So be it.
And that's typically the case. Like, I'll have to run somewhere to the store and pick up something.
See, whatever. Just send a quick text. That's when you would just send a quick text, and you would let me know.
Even if I do that, I still end up coming home before you. So I'm trying to understand, what time does this ever happen? And
ladies and gentlemen, this is why communication is important. Don't assume that just because you think it doesn't matter, that it doesn't matter. It all matters.
Okay. So...
this was fun.
Yeah? Did we talk about expectations already?
Expectations. I don't know. I guess instead of expectations, okay, going forward, like, seriously, what are some things I can do better for you communication-wise?
Ask yourself, would Jackie want to know this?
I did that and you made fun of me.
Is this useful information?
I did that and you made fun of me.
Okay, so you thought that was important. But after the phone call, that wasn't important.
I called you right after the phone call. Literally, right after the phone call.
No. Like, making the decision on the spot, that wasn't important.
I called you right after.
But the decision was already made.
I called you right after. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. No, I called you right after.
But you said seriously.
Yeah,
you
seriously.
Said talking seriously.
Okay, but we discussed that.
Oh, that's true. Maybe because today was after that incident, you're like on this oversharing.
See, I already got better.
Okay, so we'll see how long this lasts.
Wow.
No, I'm saying, like, I'm gonna hear from you tomorrow after practice. Okay.
Tomorrow's a game, so it's on the calendar.
Oh, you're right.
It's on the calendar.
Pace.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. See, I Listen.
Oh, people.
Playing pace. I don't know if you want me to say the time.
That doesn't matter.
7 p.m.
Okay.
Okay? I'm attentive.
Okay.
And I'll be there.
Yeah, you will?
Yeah, the first away game that I'll be there.
Yeah.
I was supposed to go to the other away game.
No,
I mentioned
those are
it
too
on the
far.
podcast,
Those are
but
too
I
far.
wasn't driving. So, yeah. So, I'm going to hear from you.
Yes.
Why are you looking like that?
I don't know. But either way, no, I think for you, I guess, to improve our communication, is just be clear and concise. Because that's one thing I didn't get to too much. I feel like a lot of times women talk in code, or they say things expecting you to just understand. I'm stupid. I like, well, 100.
Call yourself stupid?
I'm stupid. I'm 100. When it comes to picking up on like subtle clues, or I'm dumb. I do not get it. I'm terrible. Just tell me. That's one thing I like. I like clear, concise.
I do that.
Sometimes. And I like the whole truth and nothing but the truth. So, what?
Okay.
Is everything okay?
Okay.
Okay. So,
Jeez.
I'm glad we had this conversation
Yeah.
today.
Yeah. Communication is just important.
Yeah.
You know?
I know I'm not perfect. I'm close, but I know I'm not
either.
perfect. Yeah.
Nobody is.
Yeah.
So.
But I'm worth
And
it.
even the way we communicate, other people would probably be like, huh? Like, that doesn't
Yeah,
make sense.
probably. Or
in
people
other
probably think like, they tell each other
marriages.
everything.
Mm,
And we're like, not really. But yeah.
maybe.
I feel like we're getting better.
Yeah.
Constantly. We're not getting worse, at least.
Yes.
We're getting better.
No, that definitely. Yeah. So that's it on communication.
Yes. That was fun. Psych.
No, I think that's just a really good topic, honestly.
Yeah. When you said it, because we were trying to figure out like, what are we going to do this week? And then just considering.
I mean, honestly, most of the time it's just what happens in real life.
Yep.
And
that
that's
is
what happened.
literally happened this week.
Yeah.
Our communication was trash. It's like, I think we need to talk about communication.
Yeah.
So
let's get better.
All right.
All right.
I'm with it.
Now it's time for our listener matters questions, and you can email us at michelmatters@gmail.com, and of course on SoundCloud, the Gram, and Twitter. So the first question we have, and these questions were, I recently had a wine night, and basically we watched a lot of TV that day. So a lot of conversations happened, and then just questions started popping up. So the first question is it ever okay to date a man that's separated on the path to divorce?
Well,
why you turned like that?
No, because it gets serious quick.
Yeah,
but no.
that is a serious
Yes,
question.
and I'm assuming this is also dating a woman that's separated on the path to divorce.
Right. Dating anyone.
I think it's tricky.
I think it's a no for me, dog. Like, for me, because I don't know how like separations work, and how all of those things work in the legal system. But for me, like, that man is still married, or that woman is still married. And so just because things are not working out right now, that doesn't mean that they won't ever work out. So you can start dating this person and they're separated, in quotes. Meanwhile, the spouse is over here praying to get back together with this other spouse, possibly. And you're over here praying to get together with that spouse's spouse. Like, it's just conflicting prayers. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, I feel like I'm not messing with nothing like that. To me, it's just a disaster. To me.
No. I mean, for me personally, even more so that I don't know about for me, but just for them, I don't think someone who's going through that should be dating.
True.
Because you're probably not even fully healed from whatever it is that was going on. And if you are, that's also a problem. That means you were out of this a long time ago.
Long time. But that's usually how it is. When you get to the point that you've separated, because separated, you have to be, that's a legal process too.
Yeah.
From what I understand. Like, you still have to do some type of paperwork to be separated. Yes.
But I would still say, I don't think someone should be dating when they're in that phase still. Yeah. I think one is just, there's still too much red tape on it. Like, you're not even single, technically.
You're not.
And yeah, you're still in battle or whatever with your old significant other. Like, you're not done. You still have things you need to take care of before I think you start getting involved in somebody else's life like that. Especially because you might still be hurt, and hurt people. And I'm serious. Like,
and hurt people sometimes hurt themselves.
So it's
like you hurting yourself.
So it's like, yeah, like, I think you need that time, and I wouldn't advise someone to jump into that type of situation just because. And it's the same even people who getting out of long-term relationships. Like, you need that dust to settle. Yeah. So I would say, as a rule of thumb, nah, shouldn't do it. It's just messy. It rarely ends out well. Like, just yeah. Let that person take their time to.
Because even if you really date them, they're still in constant communication with the spouse. They have to be. I mean, ain't no way.
So, yeah, I say wait. Let the divorce happen. I
say just go your own way. Like, don't even wait.
I mean, if they're,
you could wait and then they get back together.
Yeah.
And then you disappointed.
But that's what I'm saying. Like,
so just live your life. Like, don't even.
Maybe. I just feel like that's it's a crazy path to try to go down, because you don't know where it's gonna end. You don't.
Right. Like, therefore, go your own path.
Yeah.
No?
Maybe. I mean, that person eventually gonna well, it's gonna eventually find somebody.
That's fine. It don't have to be me. It don't have to.
You're right, but it's not that it doesn't have to be. I think it just doesn't have to be at that time.
At that time.
But moment.
At that time, you're there at that time. So don't be there at that time. And they can find whoever it is at the next time. Like, that's and if the next time is you, then that's cool too. Yeah. But yeah, I feel like that's touchy. Don't want it. It's too messy to be involved in. To me, like, you don't start a relationship like that. Yeah. In my opinion. Okay.
Yes. I'm good with that one. It's the next question.
Okay,
but go ahead.
Ask it.
Oh. Okay. So I guess I'll ask it. The question is, what is a proper Christian response to someone coming out of the closet to you? Specifically, a preteen. Oh, you want me to go first?
I mean, I don't know. You work with teens.
I do. That is so...
A proper Christian... I know... I mean, I can only guess what my response would be, but I don't know if I'm a proper Christian.
Because, well, yeah, I don't think the proper Christian is like the person, but the proper Christian is like, what should a Christian say in a time like this? I think it also, depends on where does this, I'm assuming you know this person very well, especially if it's a kid. You gotta kind of, I don't hold non-Christian people to Christian standards. Mm-hmm. That's number one. So I need to know where we're coming from. Are we both speaking the same language here?
Yes.
if we are speaking the same language, I mean, it's still touchy. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I'm an expert in this area. I would definitely refer them to someone that I trust to talk about it. But if
they wanted to.
Yeah, but in the moment, I mean, I would ask them if we can, can we take a moment and pray together and pray about it? Because that's tough. I would tell them that I appreciate that they trust me enough to tell me. I take it very seriously when a young person tells me something or entrusts me to tell me something. Because that's not common. Like, kids don't just be telling people their business, especially important stuff. And I don't want to scare them away from telling me something important. Because you never know. It could be serious and maybe something like really important where it's like, I want that person to feel comfortable to come talk to me regardless of what it is. So something like this, yes. If that person feels comfortable enough to come tell me that, I want them to be to stay that way. I want them to still feel comfortable with me. So my initial response may not be to like, you're going to hell.
Right.
Or it'll be, this is tough.
I mean, and you'd probably say that, like, wow, that's tough.
Like, I guess I'd try to find the background of it, when this started. Like,
yeah, when did you know that you felt this way? And
I guess it's just try to work through just the thought process and how, because it's different. For a Christian, it is, okay, you may have same-sex attraction. How do we deal with that? Because, I mean, I would address it kind of like we deal with anything else. If you have a certain affliction, a certain sin in your life, how can we manage this situation? We try our best to cut it out of our life. Like, if I had a student that was a Christian and they told me they were having sex with their girlfriend, I would, we'd have the talk. Like, look, you need to avoid certain situations. You need to repent. You need to pray about it. And, especially if you love this person, they should understand why this can't continue anymore.
Yeah. Or
it shouldn't continue anymore.
Yeah. And that all goes back to, are we talking the same language?
Yes.
Because
I'm assuming someone asks, what is the proper Christian response? I'm assuming you're dealing with another Christian.
Right.
If you're not, you have to understand that. And
that they don't have to live by the way you live in. Like, at the end of the day.
Because it's hard. It's hard to have that same conversation in that moment that way. Because it's, why shouldn't they be gay?
Right.
Like, there's no rule. There's no...
They don't live by your book.
You have to kind of... I don't want to say acquiesce, but like, you gotta kind of deal with it. And you just I'm no expert in
that case. I would, like, if they're not a Christian, I wouldn't just turn my back on them.
No. I don't think either way you should.
Yeah, either way. But especially in that scenario, I would just be there. I don't know. Like, what else is there to say?
In the moment, especially, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You just kind of have to have a moment with each other. Like, that's not... Like, when they're actually coming out to you, that's not really... You don't really have much to say. That's not really the time where you're just like, so...
I don't think that's that... I don't think that's the moment where you start to preach the gospel.
Exactly.
And like, look, you need to turn your life to Christ.
No.
Like, I think that it's understanding timing and situation. Look, this person, especially if they're young, this is a very confusing, crazy time in their life, probably. I don't think their mind is open to that message at that moment.
Yeah.
They need someone probably just to be there for them.
Exactly.
To tell them that they still love them.
Give them a hug.
Yeah. That they're...
Thank you for trusting me.
Yes.
that kind of stuff.
Eventually, can we work to that point? Yes, but that is not the moment to deal with it in that way.
Yeah. Now, if it is, say, a close family member, like for you, it's not that it's just kids you work with because you are close to these kids, but it's like if it's a family member, you actually know their parents, you know what I'm saying? Say it's like a niece or something. Mm-hmm. Then at that point, I would kind of be like, you know, I'm not going to tell your parents for you.
But you need to do it.
But just know that I am very close. Like, I love all of you. I'm very close to your parents. Obviously, we're family. If you need me to go with you to tell them or to have a conversation, then let's do that. But you need to say something, you know.
Yeah.
You should feel comfortable, just as comfortable as you are with me, you know, telling me this information. You should feel comfortable telling your parents or legal guardian, whatever the situation is. So I would kind of share that sentiment if it's like a situation where I know the parents, because that's kind of important.
Yeah, because like that, I mean, that's also a thing too. Because like I think I've heard some of our friends who are teachers, and they'll say if a student tells them something like that, mm-hmm. they're not allowed to tell the parents.
No.
So that is.
But sometimes it's because, not that they're afraid of their parents. I feel like everybody is low key afraid of their parents about something. Like, not that they're gonna hit you or something. And sometimes that's the case, but you just don't know how your parents are gonna react. And that's shocking information to some parents. So I would just let them feel comfortable. You know, if you want me to be a part of that, like if you don't want to tell your parents alone and you just want me there, maybe like we're just cooler on that kind of level, I can calm them down or whatever the case may be. But I mean, I feel like that's important.
Yeah.
To share. You know.
Okay.
It's like when we first started dating, it was like I didn't want to tell my parents yet. Like, but at some point I had to tell them.
Yeah, not the same thing.
Not the same thing, but it's still kind of the same thing. It's someone I'm attracted to, and maybe it's not, like, obviously it's not shocking.
Yes, it's not taboo.
Yeah. But it's still like, oh, I thought we told you wasn't supposed to have a boyfriend. Like, yeah.
But still not the same. Taboo is different. Things that are taboo are different.
Yeah. Let us know your thoughts.
Yeah, don't blow it. If someone comes to you with that type of information,
exactly,
just don't blow it. It's a delicate time, and especially if you're someone they consider someone they trust, treat it delicately. Yeah. So.
Okay, so let's move on to the business spotlight.
Yes.
Okay. This episode's business spotlight is at Curvy Curly Conscious. This is a brand that is based here in South Florida, and we actually made a purchase from this business recently, and you were kind of surprised by it.
Yeah, you definitely didn't tell me about it. I just saw the order come in.
Yeah.
And I had no idea what it was.
Yeah. So I bought us matching Christmas sweaters, and we don't do things like this ever.
No, we don't.
But I just thought they were so cute, and the founder of this business is Sheila Marie, and she's come to me for alterations too, so I wanted to support her business too, and they're really cute sweaters. So she has the Meditating Zaddy sweater and the Meditating Bay sweater, and it's just so cute. So we'll put the information. I don't know if they're sold out or not. They might be, Might be some sweaters left. I don't know. But she also does retreats. I want to say once a year. And she also attends like other people's retreats. So on her social media, she'll let people know like, hey, I'm going to this retreat or whatever, or this yoga studio or this gym or whatever. She's always, shouting out other businesses. And she also does a wellness tour, or wellness tours, I should say. I think she did one last year, and there was different stops in Miami, Atlanta, LA, all those places. So, really cool brand, and I'm excited to see where it goes from here, and just different things that they do. So yeah, go support. Get your Christmas sweater. What?
Nothing. No, I mean, it was a nice looking sweater. I was surprised.
Yeah.
I was surprised. I was like, okay, it's a matching sweater, but it's not terrible.
And it's not like matchy.
Yeah.
Like you could tell it goes together.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. Any other news?
No.
Announcements?
No, I'm tired.
Okay.
I'm ready to go.
Okay.
All
What?
right.
Fix your face.
I'm sorry, but I am.
All right.
I'm happy we got another episode in. Almost at the end of the year. We're almost at our 1 year mark.
Yes. That's crazy. And we've been consistent.
I know.
We have.
I think we need a break, but we'll talk about that. Anyway.
Communication.
Yeah, we're about to. Anyway,
right,
guys. All right.
Bye.
See ya.
When I pull up on you, then I might swear, ayy. Double off deuce, ayy. That you might work, ayy. When I pull up on you, then I might swear, ayy. Double off deuce, ayy. That you might work, ayy. That you might work. That you might work.